Okay. Says I'm live. I don't see myself even on my own page though, so maybe I'm not. Says one waiting in the room that's starting at 5:15. Maybe I'll just refresh this page. Already got a like, so somebody's here. All right. Point of this is to get some of the technical troubleshooting out of the way early and go over the C block of the show, which hopefully we don't run out of time for, but if we do, then we're out of time. We don't get to do it. So start with that in the pre-show and go from there. Now, I still can't see. I'm trying to bring up the chat on my laptop here so that I can easily interact with my public. Everyone check out the SKR read last night. SKR is back. There I am. Okay. I see my live. I've got it open now. Oh, and there's my own voice. I don't want that. Okay, this is why we troubleshoot early. No description, yeah, and we're not gonna, this isn't gonna end up going live after, so talk freely. If people aren't here to see it, it didn't happen. So I'll quickly go over what the plan of the show is. And we're gonna end the stream before that, because I have the scheduled stream, so we're just, yeah. Hello, is this, maybe I'm not on. Uh-oh. Lynette, can you hear me? If you can, we'll say something about, yes, or put a 1 in the chat, or an emoji of an ear. Open panel, what? Oh, there it is. She can. Hooray. Okay, this is working. So this is just a pre-show. It's not the real show. Just a chance for me to make sure that all these things that I'm doing wrong here then instead of the show. So, Lynette, did you get to check out the SKR read last night? I was quite excited when he came on. Hello, Addie. Addie, I needed to talk to you too. I'm pretty sure you're the one who mentioned that it's a little rambly, but it wasn't a complaint. So I'm leaning fully into the ramble. You guys can preview. Preview my introduction here. How many people? There's just the... So give me a mic check on this. This could be a little loud, so be prepared. This is exciting, isn't it? 3, 2, 1. Let's get ready to ramble. It's live Friday Night Ramble with your host, Dan D. Okay, how's that work as an intro? Is it too loud? Basically, Addie mentioned that I'm a little rambling, not a complaint, just... yes, exactly. So I'm not apologizing. I'm leaning in. I'm the rambling man. Allman Brothers aside, I think I'm as rambling as you can be. And if I lean into it, then nobody can copy me. So I am who I am. Loudish, yeah, okay. Maybe I need to cover it. Let me see if I'm going to just cover it with my hand a little bit here. Let's get ready to rumble. Ramble. Any better? The whole thing's not going to be that loud, but I'm going to try and surprise some people with the intro, especially after a very low-key discussion of the meaning of life. So the block for the show that's going to start in about a half an hour. First, it's going to be 15 minutes of pre-chat there for the people that just actually show up. Okay, better. So I'll cover it. Yes, exactly. And Addie, that's exactly. I'm leaning into the ramble because I also think I talk about interesting things. And I'm pretty good at, bringing it back, even if I do, go off on a tangent. But yeah, I'm not going to apologize for it anymore. It's what I do. If people are coming here for it, then they should get what they're expecting to see. So today's show is going to be, the A block is a little local news. There's a Canadian criminal known as, well, his name is Ryan Wedding. He was an Olympic snowboarder in the 2002 Olympics at Salt Lake City. Now he is a fugitive from justice. Pam Bondi just named him on par with Pablo Escobar. It's actually quite a scary story. I posted a little on my community page, like, hey, I'm from Canada. Should I cover this Canada story? And like 15 people clicked like, and then I looked into the story, and there's like witnesses that are getting offed in restaurants in Colombia, and really scary stuff. So I'm not going to do any investigative reporting on this story. I'm just reporting some of the public domain facts, and I'm not even going to give a newspaper reference. I've included a link to the Department of Justice website, and they can take the heat for anything that they're saying. Yeah, I'm not gonna cover Ryan Wedding nearly as deeply as I'm covering Sarah Boone, which is in the B block. B block's going to be all about the Lana text. I've pulled up a few of the brothers' responses on Reddit where people have asked him questions about why has he done it. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff anyway. I think it gives even more context to the Lana text, so I'll be reading those, sharing a little of my take on what those texts mean for the whole situation. It is not Canadian since he was an Olympian. He belongs to the world. Yes, exactly. He's an international man of the snow. Yeah. Okay, so hold on. I just lost my page. I can get it back. I can get it. Now, okay, Adi, so it'll get interesting by the B block. I'm not saying that this absolves anyone, but I think it just colors in the picture. If anyone remembers the old TV show Family Ties, when the theme song came on, they were all like kind of just outlines. It was the liberal parents, Republican Michael J. Fox, Mallory and Jennifer. But yeah, they were all just outlines. And as the theme song continues, they get colored in and you kind of see the nuances, even though Alex P. Keaton was a Reaganite 17-year-old, he still had a soft side. Even though Mallory was kind of vapid, she still had a depth to her. And I think these texts really just complete the depth. It's not going to change what you think of the people involved, but I think it just does give a little bit more illumination. So that's my early take on that anyway. I'll be going into more detail. Am I still caught up with chat? Yes, I am. Okay, good. The C block is what I'm going to call Who's New? No, what am I calling it? What's New and Who's Who in the Booniverse. So SKR is back. That was pretty exciting to see last night, to be able to listen all the way through the stream. He had over 1,000 people in the live chat at a couple of points, quite a bit of it actually. Yeah, just great to have him back. So that was exciting. Saw a lot of all of our favorite creators in the chat as well. I'm going to be talking about what some of the creators in our community are covering on their own channels. So one story I'm looking at is Classified Crime has just done an interview with Ken Waddell. Ken Waddell was part of the Kaylin Deller case. I'll go into a little bit more detail, but that's the beginning. Summa is up to about the 5th series of the Dear Sarah letters. So we'll talk about that a little bit. She's also opened up a new poetry slam open mic where anyone who's a fan of the channel can contribute their Sarah Boone related poetry and have it immortalized in a Summa post afterward. Some entries will even get the Dan D animation treatment. Paula Nichols must have missed about her bro. I've always felt sorry. Yes. So this is the other side of it. This is perfect. I'll skip to the next plug in a minute, but yeah, so Paula, it's the younger brother. He posted a bunch of stuff to Reddit just recently, like I guess 3 days ago now. screenshots of a conversation he had with Lana back in April. So this would be after the fact, after like this year, obviously before she died. But she was confiding some facts about the case. The brother says that he wasn't, a big fan of the case, but he just got back in touch with his sister, and this was something he knew she liked to talk about, so he tried to, be able to participate as much as he could. And yeah, the screenshots of the messages at least are as transparent as you could possibly be for releasing this kind of info. You can see the battery depleting as he's taking screenshots. If you look at them all, it's almost like an animation. So just little things like that. And sure, you could fake it, but it's a lot of work to fake something like that. It's a lot easier just to leave it as is, as a screenshot with everything in place. So there's that. He's got a 12-year-old account on Reddit. Has made like 1,800 posts, things relating to his work and that sort of thing. So he seems like a legitimate person, and he just wanted to get out her messages in her own words to let them speak for themselves. And so I think he comes across in his messages, as far as I see, as a nice guy. And having had a falling out with my own brother and only getting back together after our dad had died, I can understand how, at a certain point you're just happy to be together and you accept people for who they are. And my brother isn't conversing with any murderers, but he did install doors in prisons for a while, so I can't blame him. He rubbed shoulders with them. Anyway, that's getting a little too personal. Gets into the whole thing, though. There's a lot of discussion to be had about this. Anyway, and the third plug I was going to give is to Daniel Siobhan. So she's covering the journals, debunking as she goes. I don't touch that stuff, but if you want to be in the know on it, Daniel Siobhan's channel is the best place to go. So there's that, and that. Let's get back to the Ken Waddell and Kaylin Deller. So this is a pretty interesting scenario. Like, I didn't know anything about the case until talking to Classified Crime about it. So imagine if Sarah had been staying at Brian's on that February 2020 night. So it's an alternate reality. Imagine that Sarah had stuffed Brian into the trunk at the foot of the bed. I don't think he'd fit in a suitcase, but regardless, same situation. So Sarah goes to jail. Brian's died. Now George is left as the only guardian to care for the son. Now I know that's a bit, there's details that don't work out for that, but imagine if that's the way that went. That's kind of the situation that Ken Waddell is in. Kaylin Deller is in jail. She's awaiting trial for first-degree capital M. Her daughter, not Ken's biological daughter, but still his daughter as far as he's concerned, and, why would you abandon anyway? He's going through a lot, and it would be... It's quite an interesting interview. It's about an hour and a half long. So yeah, check out Classified Crime for that. It's quite a situation. So yeah, there's that. You're welcome, Paula. Yeah, DC is debunking suitcase. I love that. George still needs us to help him. Not even safe from... Yeah, I agree. I think my distaste with covering the journals directly is, as far as I could see it, there was no outlet for them to get popular without people talking about them. So I didn't want to... Hey, Tanika, welcome. Thank you. And yes, that's it's a fascinating interview. It really gives you a window into how these people that are, I don't know, sociopaths. We don't know. She's just accused, but yeah, when people are doing these kinds of things, the ripple effects of their actions just flow outward. So, where was I now? I completely lost it. I got starstruck by Tanika coming in, so we'll just take a breath. I'll have a sip of coffee, see if I'm ready to get back. And for everyone here, this is just the pre-show. Just a chance for me to do a mic check, talk out some of these stories so I can talk about them a little bit more casually than just reading them off the paper. Or paper, as some people like to pronounce it. Paper. Yeah. So again, we'll go over the agenda. I see that it is 7 minutes to the hour, which means we'll end this stream in about 17 minutes. And then at 5:15 sharp, the scheduled stream will start. And yeah, we're going to start with the Friday Night Ramble. I'm going to do a wrestling style intro. So be aware of that. If you came early, you'll know to turn down your headphones a little bit before I get started. I will open with a few words on the meaning of life, a little Eastern philosophy in deference to our Kinta fan. The A block is going to be about Ryan Wedding, but just the facts, I'm not doing any extra reporting on the Olympic snowboarder turned snow smuggling fugitive. 44-year-old Canadian is wanted by the FBI for his role in a massive international drug trafficking operation that includes moving 60 metric tons of cocaine yearly. I guess that's an average, but still, it's an impressive number. The Attorney General for the United States said that he is in league with Pablo Escobar. So 11 of his associates have been arrested. There's 2 more that are on the run. Yeah, it's a fascinating story that I am scared to death to cover. So I'm just going to give the Department of Justice details on it, give you a link to it, and move on to the Lana text. Read a few posts from Reddit from the brother that I think give more detail. Welcome to Lady Boz and Pumpkin Porter. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, so we'll do the Lana text reads. That should probably take about 15 minutes. Then we'll do another 5 minutes wrap up where I plug the classified crime interview with Ken Waddell, the Summa Cum Loudmouth Poetry Slam and Dear Sarah letters, and Daniel Chavon's coverage of the journal. So here we are at 4 minutes to the hour, 14 minutes left in the pre-show, and 19 minutes until the main show. Lady Boz is drinking as loud as you want to be. Oh, okay. Well, here, we'll do another little test of the intro. Lady Boz is asking for it. We'll just see how loud it goes. All right. And I'll try it with the hand cover. Here we go. This is exciting, isn't it? In 3, 2. Let's get ready to ramble. It's live Friday Night Ramble with your host, Dan D. All right, something like that. I should probably record it, but, well, I'll have this recording. If it's that good, I can always clip that out and use it as my intro. I kind of feel like doing the old Bill O'Reilly. We'll do it live. We're doing it live. We're doing it live tonight. Give you guys a little peek at the setup here. Hi, there's a real person. This isn't all just done through AI. Let's get ready to ramble. Practical sound effects. Yeah, that's enough of that. Oh, see, I shouldn't touch things on this if I don't know how to change them back. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so everyone remember the Friday night main events with Michael Buffer? He had to stop saying it when they hired his brother because he was charging too much. So his brother started the Bring It On or Let's Go. I don't know. Not nearly as good as Let's Get Ready to Rumble. And switching it to Ramble makes it fair use. It's parody. Just like all of my content. Fair parody use. Right. Is there anything anyone? Oh, okay. So a little too loud, Lynette. Okay. Okay. That's good feedback. We can keep adjusting. I might maybe. No, if I double hand it, then I don't have a hand for the can. Okay. No, we can work on it. I'm workshopping it. Yeah, anything else that people want me to bring up during the show? Is there anything on your mind? Anything in the community that isn't getting the attention it deserves? Addie is ready to ramble. Lady Baw's ready. All right. Well, have another sip of coffee then. I was planning to stay offline because it looked like it was going to be a busy day of people streaming, but as I got my tech set up, it seemed like nobody was streaming. So I thought I'd just throw myself in here and see how it's going. Welcome to the party, Deb Richardson. My voice is, I think it's stretched out. Vocal cords are ready to go. Oh, I did but I prepared something just in case I ran out of things to ramble about. I'm going to read a passage from the poem Icarus. Whilst Icarus his wings prepared, his trembling father for him feared, and thus to him he sighing said, O let paternal love persuade, with me, my dearest son, comply, and do not proudly soar too high, for near Apollo's scorching heat will on thy wings too fiercely beat, and soon dissolve the waxen ties, nor loiter in the lower skies, lest steams should from the land arise, and damp thy plumes, and check thy flight, and plunge thee into gloomy night. Yeah, that's solid. There's a reason 18th century poetry is stuck around this long. So the reason I'm reading poetry is to give a little plug to Summa Cum Loudmouth's Poetry Slam. Anyone who has a poetic bone in their body, if you can do a haiku, a limerick, a rhyming couplet, put it in the comments to Summa and she may include it in the Poetry Slam. We'll go a little further. We'll go verse 2 from Icarus. The ambitious use. Oh, let's go with video for it. Let's really kick this up. The ambitious two youths dressed like nuns. Okay, 3, 2, 1. The ambitious youth, led on by pride, did all this good advice deride, and smiling rashly soared on high, too near the source of light did fly. A while, well pleased, he wantoned there, rejoicing breathed ethereal air. But the pleasure soon was past, the transport was too great to last. His wings dropped off, and down he came, into the sea, which keeps his name. Solid. All right. That's okay. I think a little public domain poetry is a fine warm-up to a show. We've got fans of Icarus here. Good. I'm guessing the Icarus is coming in at a good volume, much better than the Let's Get Ready to Ramble. Though I stumbled over it way more. Okay, third verse, and that's it. It's not a super long one. Epic in its content, not so much its quantity. All right, let's finish it off. Oh, may they fall be useful made. May it to humbler thoughts persuade, to men the voidless danger show of those who fly too high or low, whom from the paths of virtue stray and keep not in the middle way, who singe their wings with heavenly fire, amidst their glorious hopes expire, or with a base and groveling mind are to the clods of earth confined. All right, that's solid. I don't know that I can finish on any better note than that, so I'm going to just cut it back to the chat. We will answer questions that come up. No, okay, we're happy with that. We run out of time or run out of content for the broadcast. And McCallum would like me to read a bedtime story. Well, that's anything that is online. You are welcome to sleep to. I will not take offense. I even put some smooth jazz in the background occasionally just to help the process along. All right. So, glad you meant. No, Summa's only, she's brought it up in like one live, and I'm looking at myself on screen again. It's distracting because it's delayed too, so it's not exactly doing what I'm doing. But yeah, she's mentioned in a live, and she, I think, is going to bring it up in the next video she posts for the Dear Sarah letters. So that'll be the official launch of it. But there are some early entries being accepted, and you know, as Sarah Boone fans, there's no such thing as a late entry. So get your entries in. As long as they're coming, we'll find a way to get them into the ethersphere. Hello, Hear Me Out. Welcome to the chat. We're just doing a little bit of technical troubleshooting. My scheduled chat is going for 5:15. We still have 15 minutes of pre-chat there. So, oh, you know what we could do? Do you want to have the debate, Hear Me Out, about better to get a crippling injury in your youth versus your old age, or any of those ages in between? So no, I'm not backwards. I'm using my vertical camera, which I guess is, yeah, face camera, but I'll wear my shirt backwards next time. Yeah, okay. Or maybe I'll just wear something without a logo. That might. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, so if you're up for it, let's get in a quick debate. We've got 10 minutes before the next stream goes. As far as I know, the parameters of the debate, formula. Okay, I'll just give the background. In Hear Me Out chat, he brought up, I can't remember why, but it might have been about Diane Downs' children. Yes, regardless, if you're going to suffer a crippling injury, there's something to be said for it happening early in your life so that you're able to compensate. You don't know what you're missing. And for those sorts of reasons, Hear Me Out had said that he would prefer an injury early. And I piped up in the chat and said later. I'll take any day later. And where the miscommunication happened is I think I gave 3 different... Oh, there is an option not to mirror the camera. Well, that's like an advanced setting for superstars. Yeah, no, that'll give away my amateur. I will look for that setting though. Maybe I can even get it set up before the next stream. That's good to know. Option is, okay, here's the parameters coming from Hear Me Out. You choose the age to become crippled, but you get 2 crippled years for every normal... Okay, so this kind of gets into where my problem is with the concept. Because we really don't know when end of life is. And my biggest issue with any sort of construct on this is, let's say, you know, we decided that 3 was the ideal time to have a crippling injury. Well, if you're going to get killed at 4, you know, whether, you know, it's a meteorite lands on your house and takes you out, better to have not been crippled from 3 to 4. So, you know, if we're going on a formula, then that assumes knowing the future. And a lot of my premise for why I would like it to happen later is we don't know the future. So if I'm going to get offed at 21, I'd sure wish I picked 30 for the year that I got injured, or, you know, 32 or 33, because anything else could happen in between the crippling injury incident. So, and the scenario I was going to put to you, Hear Me Out, was, let's say, you know, you chose 7, and that's the year that you would like it to happen. So in that alternate universe, I show up, hey, I'm Dan D, sorry, I'm here to break your legs and, you know, turn you into a quadriplegic, because in an alternate universe, your version of you said it would be better to happen now. Well, but hold on. I've just got a message. We can change this. Dan D says that it would be better if it happened in 20 years, 10 years, 10 minutes. Should I come back? You can go ride your bike. Think about it. And my thinking is, on the spot, if you had the decision, it would always be later. No, okay, so yeah, I don't need an upper limit. Like, even if you were to choose 5 years old, I would choose like 5 years and 2 days. And my thinking would be, at least those 2 days I could go out and, just live life knowing that those are my last 2 days before I'm suffering a crippling accident. I got into this debate with my mom, and she brought up Rick Hansen, who is the guy who wheelchaired around the world. And he mentioned how, his handicaps were what brought him his biggest strength. It's kind of what made him persevere and all that. And I still thought, if I had the choice of, being me without broken legs, the guy I am today, or, the hero to the world in a wheelchair, I'd probably still pick lazy me with 2 healthy legs. But yeah, I thought that, I don't know, I thought about it a lot since that chat and wanted to get a chance to talk it out a little bit. I didn't think it would be a super serious, decisive debate, but interesting concepts to get into. You know what? I even have a rule about being on all chat instead of top, and I wasn't. I will be in the next one, though. I'm going to close this out. It's 5 minutes until my scheduled stream starts, so I'm going to use those 5 minutes to take a little comfort break. Anyone who's here, I'd love to see you in the next one. It's still going to be a tight show. I'm leaving on the hour for hockey, so yeah, I won't keep you long. I've got a schedule. I'm trying to stick to it. And could you imagine being crippled right now? I'm old enough that I can sleep wrong and be like crippled for like 3 days. And, I'm not trying to underscore being actually crippled, but I have tweaked my back so badly that I had to walk like stationary, like I was in a body cast, just for it to work itself out. Another night I was sleeping, and yeah, I try not to complain. It's some of it too. I used to play soccer. This is my first year out, but I was playing indoor soccer as a goalie, and at 250 pounds plus, I was constantly carrying small injuries. Thanks, HearMeowt. Thanks everyone who's here. I'm going to close this out now. You've got 4 minutes until the ramble begins. Oh, and then I say, I'm going to close. Oh yeah, I do know how to close it. Goodbye. And stay fine. I'm Dan D.